was muted. Yeah. Yes, like that. That's how I would probably do it myself. I think that way, you know, you have the flexibility to use Hilt eventually in the future, or whatever dependency injection library you want to use. But also, now you're going to avoid recreating the view model for every single render pass. That's what I'm guessing so far, but just, you know, I haven't gone through the entire code, so I don't know. That's just a hunch. Let's see here. Okay, we see the home screen again. Sorry, that was the login screen. And then it goes to the home screen. Okay, so it looks like there's two things going on here. We need to go back to the sign-in screen. Yeah. So here in the sign-in screen, let me take a look. Let's see here. Can you scroll up a bit, please? Okay, Google Alt Result Launch. Remember launcher. Okay, so when you launch an activity for result and you sign in, you're not using that right now. Okay, okay, good. Okay, so then the sign up state. Okay, so here you might have a similar situation with the sign in view model. So I'll try to move this out to the as a parameter as well. Especially if you're dealing with like when you're launching an activity later on. If you're launching an activity and you come back in, it definitely might recreate it. Oh, you need context here. Shit. How can you get context? Okay, you know what you can do? You can, it's okay, don't default it. Just make sure whenever you are passing it in from the nav controller, you can pass in context there and create it there. Does that make sense? No, don't default it to anything. Just make sure, we still want to pass it along, but don't default it. And instead, in our sign-in screen, in our nav graph, when we're creating it, we'll pass it along. Yeah, so you should have access to context here. Yeah. Well, this is a composable, so yeah, you should have local, whatever, is it local current.context? So I think it's local current. Go back to your other screen. Sorry. Go before this. Yeah, so see how you got context here, local context that current? You can do the same thing over there. Yeah. Like that. What does it say? Oh, because you got to pass in a view model. You just need the context to create the view model. So do the view model and yeah. Right. Yep. So you don't need that anymore. Go. Can you undo what you just did real quick? Undo that line. Yeah. What is that view model like function on line 62? No. The one before that. Where it says equals view model. What is that? Can you command click that, or yeah, dive into that method, that view model method? So this is a view model, and what does it do? Returns an existing view model or creates a new one in the scope. Okay, so this might have been saving a bunch of stuff for you. Okay, that's fine. Go back. That should be okay. Yeah, so you can delete that line now. And then you're gonna have it by state. Okay, and this should be okay. So let's continue looking at this. So scroll down a bit. Let's see here. So this shows, keep going down. So then is loading here. Okay, let's go to your view model for the sign in view model. Yes. So then in here, the sign in view state, let's default the is loading equals to true here as well. Yeah. Okay. And then let's see here. So when you sign in, you set the view state to true. If it's success, then you say success. Otherwise, it's going to be an error. Are you by chance, just this is a side question, but in your repository, when you call that sign in, are you switching your thread to something on the IO thread? No, it doesn't. Okay. So it might be doing it on the main thread, maybe. Go back. So yeah. Yeah, it would cause a crash in your app, but since you're calling it from you're probably calling this from a callback, right? So where does that get executed? I always get this piece confused. But as a rule of thumb, whenever you're launching a coroutine scope like this, you see where you in the launch call here, ViewModel Scope.launch, you can pass in a parameter, which is a dispatcher. And I'll usually pass in dispatchers.io here, just, especially when I deal with anything with the network. Not to say that that's doing anything, that's why this stuff is how it is right now. Just saying in general, that's what I would do. Anyways, all right, so here we are, sign in. Okay, let's go back to the sign in screen. All right, and here we're loading. Okay, scroll down. Scroll. Now click. Okay, yeah, we navigate. Sign up state. So this looks okay to me. Scroll up a bit. So let me see how you're collecting your state. Oh. How am I collecting my state? I don't remember how. Usually you would do this. Okay, instead of equals, because that's reassigning it every single time, do by. I think, yeah, you can do by remember, or I think you can just do by. That might, okay, just undo that, sorry. I think it's the same thing. I'm just trying to see what is, because when it comes to recomposition, right, it re-renders every single time. And if we have the equal sign and we're always assigning something to a variable, that assignment is going to happen every single time unless we tell it, hey, we don't want you to do it like that. Yes. So that's how composable works. You have to think about it this way. Re-render, the rendering doesn't occur on event changes. It doesn't occur like if an interaction or input occurs. It's always re-rendering. So it's like, think of it like a game loop. 60 frames per second, right? 60 times it looped over 1 second. That's similar to this case in composables. It's re-rendering every so often, a bunch of times a second. So we use stuff like by remember or remember to make sure that these can live across the multiple re-render cycles. So in this case, what I'm looking at, I think, right. So that's why I wanted to do the by, because I think when you use the by, I'm not too sure on this. There's some, I think it's like an infix operator. Yeah, I think it's an infix operator that it does. That with the collected state combined, it does something under the hood that it applies a remember clause to it. And then your sign up state will survive multiple re-render passes. That's why I think you need to use the by, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So hold on. let me just look real quick at some documentation, because I am honestly a little bit baffled right here. So give me 1 second. Model I just want like your repo. Okay, not this. Get a solution code. This is what I want. Okay. All right, let's see here. What did they do here? Source main. Game screen. Yeah, so everybody uses the by. So I would switch it to use by instead of equals. And then you're gonna have to do a little bit of a refactor, because now the dot value is not the way how you access it. You just need to, you can strip out that value out of this sign-up state. It's probably gonna complain. Yeah. Yeah. So then, yeah, those can take time. You do. You just had it's loading. So if you double click value, and if you do, I think is Control B or Command B on Android, it will highlight everything. Yeah. Oh, that was the last one. Okay, gotcha. Well, there's an issue already going on with your sign-in screen. So let's take a look at this issue first, right? Because if you notice, when you hit sign in, it shows the loading screen, then it shows the sign-in screen again, then it shows the loading screen again, right? If you look at the video. Right. Sign in. See sign in again, and then you go to the, yeah. So yeah. So it went to loading, it went to sign in, and then it went to home. So that means your loading state is exiting the loading state at one point. So scroll all the way down to where you check to go to the home screen. Yeah, so we just do here in the sign up state is success. Okay, go back to your home view model. Sorry, my bad, sign in view model, I'm tripping. And then here, whenever loading true, okay, so you see where you say is success equals true on line 35. Yeah, so right, you made the call, you successfully logged in, signed in, then you go here and you say, hey, it's successful. But the view state that you're setting here in this scenario, you overriding the is loading state. So you're saying is loading is false. So then that's why the screen flickers and goes back to the default. No, I think we want is loading to be true in this case. Because if you look at your sign-in screen, when is loading is false, you show the input fields, right? And that's not what we want to do, right? We want to show only the loading screen until we've completely loaded the home screen. So I think this will solve the first issue, which is to see the double sign-in screen. Okay. is it not working? Okay, so you hit sign in. Okay, then yeah, then that's fine. And let's default it to false. Then. That's my bad. So you'll default, no, I think you'll leave it to true here, but you'll default it to false on line 21. Yo, what's up, Tux96? How you doing, man? I'm doing a little bit of a mentor turn. Sorry, I missed that. My bad. I was my bad. I missed that. Sorry. So it when you show the sign-in screen and you hit login, yeah. Let me take a look again. Sorry. Go ahead. I'm doing all right, Tux. How you doing, man? How's your day going today? Yes, please. Okay, so we see sign in. Type this in. Why is it flickering? That means is loading is getting set to false at some point. It shouldn't recompose it. Let me think about this. Go back to your app navigator. No, sign-in screen is above it, line 50. So let's try to do this. And this is interesting. Let me open my recipe app real quick. Because well, the reason I probably don't see this is because I'm using dependency injection and it's lifecycle aware. So yeah. The turnaround needs to be fast. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, slow you down for sure. Yeah. Okay, so let's think about this because these are composables. All right, let's attach debugger. You've used the debugger before, right? Okay, so let's do this. Go to your view model, your sign-in view model. Let's set a debugger, a breakpoint, on line 30, and then on line 35. Yeah, and I just want to verify. There's no other place where we say it is loading to false, correct? Okay. All right. Yeah. That's what we do. One thing I would do too, you could put default values to your sign-in, that way you can avoid typing all the time. Don't worry about it. Oh, sorry, I meant like hard code those values into the sign-in method and then just call it directly every time you just tap the button. That way you reduce a step. But don't worry about it right now. Just go ahead. All right, so we hit it, dope. We're expecting this to just be, this loading is true. You can fast forward this, it's okay. We're expecting this. No, that'll play, hit the play one. Yeah, Okay. Success loading is true. All right. So go to your sign-in screen. And then set a breakpoint on 98 on 100. Sorry, yeah, that's fine, on 100, and then one more on one more if you scroll down a little bit more, one more on 128. Right there. Okay. No, you can just go to the debugger and hit play. All right, so it's loading. Okay, hit play. It's probably gonna hit this multiple times. So hit play again. All right, so it's success here. So all right, at this point, it is successful and it's trying to navigate to the home screen. Right? And we haven't seen the sign-in screen again, right? So all right, hit play again. Still loading, Keep playing, hit play. You're gonna probably have to hit play a couple times here. It's trying to navigate a second time, and now it's hitting the content. This one that says loading information, is this on the home screen? Loading information, yeah, it is on the home screen. Okay. Let's do the debugger one more time. Again from the beginning. I want to just see some stuff. We can take off those. Take out those two, and then yeah, just run it. Yeah. Control D. Yo, Tukes. Hope you're having a good one, man. We're trying to debug some issues he's having with a freelancing project on Android. So yeah, we're just trying to go through it. All right, so that looks good. Okay, keep going. Yes, you see how the re-render is hitting the content multiple times. Yeah. Because it hasn't rendered yet, I don't think. Is this your onboarding screen? Okay. Does your onboarding screen get displayed before or no? Let's just start. Okay, and then you just click get started and then it went to sign in, correct? Okay, yeah, so that's expected. It's just taking some time to actually render it. But okay, so it's rendered now. You can hit play again. All right, now you can add your inputs. Okay, you hit sign in or load in. Okay, play again. Okay, still, okay, now it's success. You hit and play. And then at some point it hits this content. Okay, here, let's take a look at that sign in, the sign up state. Yeah, let's take a look at this. Error is null, loading is false, success is false. So loading here is getting changed to false at some point. The only time loading is false is when the view model is first created. That's correct, right? Right, so that means that for some reason, the view model is getting recreated multiple times. And that's why I think it's flickering your screen. So it has to do with somehow in your app navigator, the view model that's being passed along is being recreated multiple times. That's what it feels like. Yeah. So I would set a breakpoint on line 50 and just to see how many times this is getting hit. Or actually, an easier way to do it, I mean, you can do it here too, but if you go to the sign in view model and add an init block, right? Init gets called every single time it gets initialized, and then just have like a print statement in there or something, and then we can put a breakpoint and see, hey, is it getting hit multiple times? If it is, then we know that it's being recreated multiple times. Yeah. Yeah, you can breakpoint it and then just rebuild it. It won't find it because you just added code. Get hit once. This is expected. Okay, now add your input. Okay, that's fine. Once. Twice. 3 times. All right. So that's a problem. To fix that, I don't know yet. But in the meantime, though, let's see what happens when you actually hit sign in. Does it recreate it again? If that's the case, then yeah, we definitely need to take a look at it. All right, yeah, it gets it again. Okay. And the navigator hasn't gotten hit, right? Hold on. Oh, we didn't. All right. See on, but I can see it in the stack trace here that it is being hit. So on the left hand side, you see it says invoke 50 app navigator $1 $2. So go to the left hand side. Bring your mouse a little to the left. Keep going down. So in that keep going down in the console at the bottom. So scroll up. It says right here, line 50. It says invoke 50. So it's init, create, invoke. Right here, that one. So click on that. All right. So the first word of each line, right? It says init. The second line says init. Keep going down. It says create, then it says invoke. Invoke on that one. Click that line. Right, that goes back to your app navigator, which is an indicative that this is being called multiple times here, right? So what we need to do here instead is define a view model. Instead of creating it every single time in here, let's create it outside of the nav host and then pass it along. Now, yeah, maybe we got to take it up. Or maybe let's do what you had it before. Remember how you had that view model with it was a view model function that you pass it in a Lambda. Remember how you had that earlier? Let me see if I can chat it to you. Yeah, so try to add that instead. Yeah, right here. No, how can I chat you, bro? I don't know how to use this thing. Where's chat? Trying to add a message to you. Send a message. Oh, here. Okay. Yeah. So it's gonna be sign in screen, right? You're gonna have your nav controller, and then you're gonna do the view model, and then you're gonna whatever that create. So I just chatted it to you. Yeah. You probably need to import it. Yeah. So Yeah, I'm guessing here, to be honest. So another option is let's extract all of that you just did right now, put it in a variable on line 42, and then pass it along. So then that way it doesn't get recreated every single time we're trying to go to that route. But then this might have a problem, which is it might survive, like it might hold on to the username and password even after you go to the home screen. What's up, buddy? Matt Pentathlon?
Oh, and Nanny?
Church. You good?
Yeah. Don't move her?
Yeah, don't move it. Hey, give me 1 second, Joe.
She hasn't moved today. That's what I'm saying.
I know, but we already had a conversation about it this morning.
Oh, okay.
The sign-in view? You should. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you should. All right, let's see what this does. We can put a debugger again and see. Yeah. It's tricky dealing with ViewModels and Jetpack Compose. Okay. Which it will, because right, the navigator, you're setting it up at the very beginning of the navigator, your app navigator. So yo Josue, dímelo compadre. ¿Qué andas, compadre? What we got going on? It shouldn't hit again. Right, I don't think it should hit again. I mean, so far it hasn't been hit again, right? Okay. Right, and it didn't show the sign-in screen, right? Yeah. Sí, se compadre, José. Lo que estoy haciendo acá, uno de los seguidores de aquí en Twitch que nos está siguiendo también en el Discord, they need some help in some app, configuring the app. Dope, man. That's awesome. So they need some help y lo estoy ayudando. So estamos streameando su código y tratar de arreglar eso. Right, so we've solved problem 1, right? Which I'm guessing for the home view model is going to be a similar issue. It's going to be the view model is being recreated multiple times. So this is what I'm going to say, Zhao. I think you have a we can fix this, and for now it might be enough to just do it this way, where we instantiate in the view model at the app navigator level and then passing those along. However, we know that might cause an issue in the future, but if this is just for demo purposes, I think that might be okay for you to get through, and just know that that's an issue that you'll have to eventually resolve. And you can resolve that probably introducing Hilt or whatever down the line. This for now is just to make sure you get the job, right? All right, so oh, dope. No, I don't think that's the only way. That's one way. I think another way would be to make sure your composables are not being recreated multiple times. I don't know how. So right. Okay, let me, sorry. My brain is going everywhere because somebody's has given me a suggestion here. No serviría el launch effect con las keys. La verdad, no sé, brother. Let me know. So how can we make sure that is not instantiated every single time? The view model keyword, remember the one we did in App Navigator? That should help it. It should help it. But I think you were creating it inside of the composable every time, which was maybe causing an issue. Right. And I think that was because we had the buy. We didn't use the buy as well. I'm trying to just. That's what my guess is. So I mean, we can try to do that here. See if that does anything. Another option is also to wrap this home view model that create with that view model parameter, and hopefully and set a breakpoint in the app navigator and verify that it's not being called multiple times. Right, it should, yeah. So right, so if you want to just start right now and get it to work, you can do exactly that. Instantiate it in the app navigator and pass it along. Okay. 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 Let's see. Well, is the get data getting called? Yeah. Okay, so that home view state there, let's put it by instead of equals. And then another thing that we're gonna do, which Josue mentioned this, is instead of doing get data like that, just do a launch effect. Because get data is gonna get called every single time you recompose. But if you wrap it around a launch effect, it's just gonna do it once. So you can do a launch effect and let the key be true. It should only and it's gonna see that key the first time and it's never gonna change. So it's only going to load the data the first time it lands on that screen. Does that make sense? You can get rid of that block and or that works too. What you did, it works too. But in Kotlin, if the last parameter in your function is a lambda, you don't need to do all of that. So that's the reason why it's probably always showing the loaded information, is because you're trying to call get data every recomposition. So you call get data every recomposition and it's just going, it's loading equal true, it's loading equal true, it's loading equal true. So maybe that's why it's stuck right there. Yeah, one more here. Let's take a look. Okay, it's hung up. Let's set a breakpoint and get data, and let's see what's going on. In your actual view model as well. I wanna make sure. Oh, I see why. So on success here on line 36, you see how you are you overriding. Well, this loading should be false here, right? But hold on, what is the default value of his loading? Oh, it's true. Yeah, so that's why it's probably not changing. We need to set is loading equals to false here. Yeah. So that's yeah. Dope. Look at that, man. Look at that. Looks nice. Yeah. So yeah, it's just yeah. I think that's the key. I mean, you do it, dude. I mean, the app looks pretty nice. Like it looks like you do pretty well. You do using Jetpack Compose, using view models. You have your different layers. It looks like you're doing pretty well. It's just yeah. I mean, there's these little things. You know, recomposition is. I didn't understand it first when I saw it. When I was trying to do animations, I was under the impression that it only occurred once, and then changes occur, and then it re-renders. But no, it re-renders every single time. So just have to keep that in mind. Yes. So when you do a launch effect, it allows you to, first of all, it puts you in a coroutine scope. So now you can do coroutine calls, right? You can make suspended calls or flow calls. Right. It's like ViewModel Scope. But when you give it a key, it's saying, hey, I only want you to launch this scope, this coroutine scope, whenever this key changes. Since you're passing in true, it sees that it's true for the first time. It executes the coroutine scope. But every time the re-render pass occurs, it sees that that key never changed. It's still true, meaning it doesn't execute that coroutine scope. So there's a way for you to have like kind of like event operations that need to occur. So for instance, let's say somebody click, if let's say you didn't have a view model and you're doing a bunch of stuff in your composable right here, and you click a button and you want to do a long running task, you can have that button change the key, which will invoke that launch effect, which will invoke that coroutine scope and launch your long running task. So that's how launch effect, could come in handy. Exactly. Yeah. That's okay. I've seen it in several like this is a perfect use case for you, right? You're not preloading the data. I mean, you could do this differently too. Like if you go back to your home view model, personally, this is the way I would do it. Instead, inside of my init block, oh well, you can't because it's a suspend function. Oh, you might be okay. No, you can. It's get data. So yeah. So in your init block, all I would do is just call to get data. So the minute this view model is instantiated, it's going to call get data and load your stuff. But in your scenario, that won't work right now, right? Because you instantiate the view model way before you actually go to the home view screen. Right. But if you had it all in place, I personally would have done it in the init block, because now we're saying, hey, this view model, the minute it's instantiated, it's going to go and get me all the information. Exactly. Yeah. Now your view, right, your composable, won't be smart. It won't know that, hey, it needs to invoke the view model to get its information. Instead, it's going to consume the information that gets pushed down to it. So I think that separation makes it a little bit easier to manage. So then you can strip out, you can switch a view model out if you wanted, and then your UI will stay the same. Mm-hmm. Correct. Except if you, so when I'm using hilt, the dagger, the dependency injection is what I meant to say. Whenever you navigate through different screens, it is lifecycle aware, and it makes sure that it's instantiating the view model every single time it goes to that particular screen. So that kind of guarantee you that whenever I'm navigating to the home screen, I have everything I need already, and Hilt is going to instantiate my view model again, so I'm going to get hit in that init block again. So I think that doing it that way also introduces this mindset of scoping, right? Now my view model is scoped to that screen, is scoped to that flow from my user. So I don't have to think about, I can just think of it as a black box. I go to the home view model, and the home view model is just going to do this specific thing. So that's the way I tend to try to treat my code, is that, hey, it has this one thing to do the minute you try to instantiate it or whatever. So I try to build my framework around it to make sure it works that way. But that's me. That's my opinion on how I do it. Obviously, we can do it any way we want to do it, right? So however it works for me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Well, it depends on your scoping, and you might want that every single time, but you might not. For instance, right, your home view model, it requires user session information, right? So you want to kind of have this scoped to that user session. So once you introduce Dagger or Hilt or whatever dependency injection you use, I'm going to speak more about Dagger. So if you use Dagger, and then you, on top of that, you add Anvil, you can now scope the view models to specific scopes. So it could be like a logged in scope, or it could be an application scope. So your logged in scope could be, once a user has logged in, all of these view models that you create are going to be tied into that logged in user. So if I were to log out and log back in, that view model will get destroyed, and it's going to recreate a brand new one for that user in particular, for the new user session. So it just, there's a lot more things you can do once you introduce Dagger. You can set your rules that if you wanted to recreate all the time, or if you wanted to only be scoped down to a particular session. So yeah. You're doing great, man. It looks like you're doing good. Yeah, I like the patterns that I see. It's funny you're using unsuccess and unfailure. Those are just those are callbacks, right? Okay. Oh, Kotlin. Or Kotlin, yeah. One of them, yeah. Dope. Yeah, man. So I mean, I'll say, sorry, go ahead. Oh, yeah. I would recommend. I know this is for freelancing, but whenever you get a chance to work on your own, explore flows. I don't know if you have, but flows are really cool, and you can do stuff like on success. Yeah, I personally would. No, instead of using like on success and on failure, like a suspend function, your get data would be a flow. And the reason is, right, yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah. So especially for stuff like this that you're doing, you can probably, because it feels like you can, are you storing anything to local storage? Not yet. Okay, so, okay. Okay, so like once you do use SQLite or whatever database solution you want, wrapping it in Flow makes it a lot easier because you can now use your database as the source of truth and you just observe on the database. So your network request will write to the database and then it will emit the data to you and you consume it here at the ViewModel layer. So that pattern, yeah, kind of like live data. That's exactly what it is. It's just it's less strict, right? Live data have its use cases because it's for Android specific, but Flow is more generic for the Kotlin, right? So I personally would go with Flow, but anyways, yeah, man. Yeah, I highly recommend it. Like I said, maybe after your freelancing project, definitely get this done. So yeah, exactly. Yeah, no problem. Anytime. Yeah, man, no problem. That's what I'm here for, to help out. I like helping out people. So if you have any questions in the future, man, yeah, please don't hesitate. Again, um, to be honest, like I said, it looks like you're doing pretty well. It looks like your structure looks nice too, and you have a bunch of different things going on. So, um, yeah, man, good luck. Good luck with freelancing gigs, and hopefully you land more jobs and get to make a career out of this. You know. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can imagine. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like Web either. Well, yeah, man. Okay. Yeah, of course. Yeah. All right, man. I'll see you next time. Yeah, you have a good one. All right. Peace. Bye. Later. Dope. Okay, let me try and move this out of the stream. Time for me to get back to the mood. That was How or Zhao. I said it wrong. It's Zhao. We were going over some of the stuff that he's doing for a freelancing gig. He's out in Brazil. You know, obviously there's not a lot. He says there's not a lot of job opportunity, and I believe that. You know, I know for a fact there isn't a lot of job opportunities. I'm from a country that's pretty close to Brazil, and I know the struggles. I have family members that are in struggles like that too. It's tough because one, there's a language barrier for those who want engineers. Two, for some reason, you know, they just, I ain't gonna lie, in the United States, a lot of people feel like since you're so close to the source of computer science and I guess to a lot of like the teachings, they feel like they might be smarter or maybe that they don't need to pay as much for those who are in out of the country. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. So it's tough. I just think there's a lot of smart people out there, smarter people that I've met. I mean, I'm not a smart person at all. I just have experience. I know smart people who has not gotten the experience because they don't have job opportunities that I wish they did. So. Es que eso hace que no entre en la recomposición de compose. Sí, exacto. Y ese exactamente era el problema. Era el problema. Era que la recomposición estaba ocurriendo demasiadas veces y el ViewModel estaba reiniciándose siempre. Pero aprendí algo él, y gracias. No, gracias. Oh my gosh, I can't get my words. He learned something today and he was able to finish his freelancing project. Damn. Digo, es la solución más rápida que se me ocurrió. Pues tu solución funcionó de una, brother. Así que, súper inteligente. My boy right here, Josué. Shoot. Lo que quería hacer y lo que le voy a decir la próxima vez es que en vez de que sea un DM entre él y yo, que lo haga por el canal de Discord. If he messages that in the Discord chat, then everybody gets a chance to learn about these things. Learn about somebody's problems. It's like Stack Overflow, right? We go to Stack Overflow to see similar solutions or similar problems. So instead, I'm going to try to do this more in the Discord chat para que todo el mundo pueda ver, qué soluciones o si hay solución o cualquier cosa que se puede salir de ese problema. Digamos que yo no sé la solución, pero tú lo sepas. Entonces tú puedes hablar con él y decirle, hey, haz esto, esto, esto. Y eso, helping other people not only helps them, but helps you because it reinforces what you know. So I think it's collaboration is huge. We gotta do it. But no, mira, I need to go get some more water. I'll be right back. Let me get some water. Let's see. BRB. Chris, you doing all right? What are you doing? Hold on, I can't hear you. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm sure right now. I told him I'll get our break. That's our this person and do. I don't have a job. I'm trying to get a job. I'm doing this freelancing project. And yeah, we debugged everything and did everything. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll text you in a second. Tristan, you want something from Starbucks? Text your mom. What you say you're doing? Okay. Just wondering. All right. I'm gonna continue streaming, buddy. Continue streaming. All right. Me too. Yeah. Yeah, if you want that turkey thing from Starbucks. All right. Yo. Your boy is back. Uy, pero qué dolor de espalda. Ok, estamos aquí, estamos listos. Uy, mira, ahí llegó. Let's see here. I need to message, let me see. All right. ¿Qué dice Josué? Josué dice que yo tengo una duda. ¿Qué debo de regresar cuando en el Retrofit API Service no retorna nada en el body? ¿Está bien retornar null y castear a una clase vacía o simplemente el null y hacerla válida en el repository? Interesting. Está bien retornar null y castear a una clase vacía o simplemente el null y hacerla válida en el repository. So retrofit body is returning empty. Let me think about that. Un segundito. Actually, I forgot to do something. One second. Te voy a contestar. Let me see here. My bad, I was taking my vitamins. But this shit sucks. You know, eso es lo que necesito. Una silla nueva. I need a new chair. Hopefully my YouTube videos start making me money. Then I get to buy a chair. Oh man. Esta silla no sirve para nada. Alright. Bueno, cuando tengo una excepción de la red. Ok. So, cuando tienes una excepción de la red, estás diciendo que... o sea, cuando tienes un like a 403 o 500, ¿a eso te refieres? Repository. Sí, a eso. Okay, when you get a 400 or like a 403 or 500 or whatever, eso es lo que yo haría yo. Let's say, bro, voy a tratar de hacerlo en inglés, en español. Mira, voy a usar el inglés, pero voy a tratar de tirar palabritas en español. Porque sé que me estoy confundiendo mucho. Alright, so this is what I would do if I was in your case. I'm trying to show you here because I have an API, right? I have this YouTube API, which is retrofit, right? So in retrofit, use el inglés y yo trato de entender, no te preocupes. All right, sounds good, my guy, sounds good. Mira, so here we have this API, right? Inside of my repository. I have this network layer and I do this search. I wrap it with a catch, a try catch. That way I can then see, I can catch an exception, right? I can say, is exception, or I can do like a when, exception, right? Or whatever, when E. Y aquí puedo detect type of error. You know, is it 403, 500, you know, is it 400, whatever the case may be. Y aquí retorno otra cosa. So en vez de ser a list of search results, I could say like I can use this result right here. Mira este in the worker. Este result. A Kotlin result or a Java result. That's right. Yeah, this one here. I can use it and return success or failure. Y pues aquí el failure también puede tener data. Y yo puedo aquí hacer como like my own data, right? That says I'll have like my own data class or seal class, network errors, algo así, and then I'll do like object, server error, right? Something like that. Oops. And I probably need to do this a lot too. So like not authorize, right? Error. Something like this. Y después aquí, en my try catch, lo que yo haría es convertir esta excepción. Maybe I could have like a, I don't know, like a extension, right? On exception that convert to error. And this returns the network error, right? And then I do when this, y lo que sea, I return the network errors that like server error, for instance. Y así lo retornaría en ese result. So then my result, I'll do that result, that failure. I could give it the exception here, right? I see. Or I could do something like result that failure e convert to error. That makes it easier to handle that way. So, no sé si eso fue mucho, pero así es como yo, how I would handle errors that are coming back from the server sides, that is just exceptions that are being thrown. I would basically get that exception, convert it to something that I can consume in my domain specific, in my code. So I map it to something that's domain specific to my app, and then I use that domain specific error across the code base. So that way I have more control on how to dictate how we're going to react to these errors. But that's how I would handle it. For now, I feel like there's other ways that you can handle it, but for now, I think that's the way I would go about it. Dope. ¿Me dices si eso te ayudó o fue peor? Let me see here. Here I can just pass an E exception, actually. For now, I'm just doing this. Required data. Okay, just to fade for now. All right, so add break. Looks like there's an ad break. So let's just hold down for a little bit and then let's just jump back into it. Dope. Let us see what's going on. Hey, yo quiero cantar. Tú quieres romper. Tú quieres, yo quiero saber. Catch me build some composables. Twitch. Sorry, I'm just like, I forgot to tweet, so I'm just trying to tweet. I'm trying to be better at this. I don't know what I'm doing. But let's go. All right, let's see here. Guina. I got... All right, let's see here now. ¿Eso sí funcionó o no? Me avisa Josué. Dime si eso lo puedo sumarizar si quiere, pero me dice si eso funcionó. Yo, I don't like how my hair looks all crazy, so I'm gonna put the hoodie back on and get to it. You know what I mean? Now I'm saying. All right, let's clean this up. I don't need this stuff. I was just showing an example of that. I also don't need the converter, these network errors. I don't necesito eso, no lo necesito. Pero ¿por qué tú estás llorando? Okay, yeah. All right. So, what was I working on? You know, it kind of threw me off a little bit because I was mentoring earlier in the stream, but this is what I'm doing today. I have this stream here where I'm trying to build an app to track your social stats across multiple social networks. That's what I'm telling you. You know what? I'm not even gonna no. I'm just digging myself in a hole trying to answer that text. All right, let's see here. So it tracks the followers count, total views count, video count, all of that information eventually. But for now, the main focus of today is going to be trying to identify how I can make it. How can I share some code via Work Manager? So what do I mean by that? Well, right now I have a widget, right, that is going to be refreshed over a certain amount of periods of time, and that widget is going to. Sorry, my hair is like. I'm self-conscious about my hair. Hold on. I know I shouldn't care, but anyways, we are humans, right? All right, so basically I have this logic that needs to be shared between widget and my regular app. So my widget, basically, I have, oh shit, I didn't want to do a screenshot. No, go back. So basically I have my widget, and this data, I want it to be refreshed periodically. The way we refresh this periodically is, there's a system in place that will make sure my code in my app be executed over a certain period of time. After that period of time, when that period of time comes, it's going to invoke a work manager. That work manager is going to then download the information, is going to store it into the database, and then we're going to see the update information here. At least that's what I'm hoping. So that being said, that is something that's being done from the widget side of things, right? But that same behavior, the behavior of updating your latest stats, that information I need also when the app is launched. For instance, when I'm searching right here, I don't get all of the data that I need to display to you. I only get you the basic information that the YouTube API gives me, which is your name, your image, the day you joined, and your description. At this point in time, I have no information in how many followers you have, subscribers in this case, what's your total watch time, your total view time, whatever that may be, or how many posts you have. So, how can I get it? Okay, so I don't have that information yet, right? But when I click on it, I then go and I download all that information. I hit the network layer, hit your API request, get all of that information and download it. But what if I want to just favorite this right here? If I favorite right here, I'm only going to have the basic information. I still need to pull down the other information that you need, that you want to see eventually. So the work manager can be invoked when I click this button, because when I click it, it doesn't mean that I'm necessarily going to navigate to this card and see all of the information. I could, but I don't need to, right? So for the first step, whenever you click the favorite, I can invoke the same work manager that my widget is using to download information for that specific user ID and then store that in the database so we can read it, right? So I need to stop using words like right. And I just gotta say this stuff. That being said, whenever we click that button, that flow from the widget's point of view is gonna be the same. So let me finish up the work manager, store all of that in the database, and then we'll deal with the edge cases that I know I'm gonna have after that. An edge case that I have, for instance, is if I click the favorite button and then I navigate in, what is that work manager doing? Like, is the work manager is already pulling, okay, sorry. When I click the button, let me rephrase that, I can't freaking talk. Oh my gosh. No, es que la cabeza mía no funciona, te lo digo, no funciona. When I click this button right here, I invoke the work manager. So that's downloading from the internet, it's trying to save to the database, right? When I click this here, that's exactly what it's trying to do as well. So if I already have a work manager in place that's doing this job for me, why should I try to do it again? I shouldn't. So what I could do is reuse that same work manager to do that information for me right here. And I need to find a way on how to identify that work manager and know that, hey, you already have this work manager in place to download information for you, so you don't need to issue it again. You can just wait for whatever the result might be. Yeah, that makes sense to me, I think. And the way we create a worker is we create it, and maybe I can give it a key here. You see, oh, it doesn't have a key. Oh, it doesn't have a key. What is a key? Put a string. This doesn't work here. ChatGPT, you're not helping me here, bro. Let me see. ChatGPT, let me pull him up here. All right. Get application. Yeah, so this is here. Search for your remote ID here. The problem with this is here. What did I ask it to do here? I want you to provide a social. Okay, let's do that too here. So it's a view model, right? It's called in queue worker. It gives it the social profile API and the context. That's fine. This is bad anyways. You shouldn't hold on to context like this in the view model. So I'm not looking at that. But I am looking at how it's enqueuing it, right? It enqueues it like this. Is there a way to check if a work manager is already running for a specific identifier? As of my knowledge, cutoff date in January 22, there isn't a direct API in work manager to check if a work request with a specific identifier is already running. However, you can achieve this by keeping track of the work request state or using some form of external state tracking. Yes, I know this. I was trying to avoid this. I'm not trying to have my own like state management tracker via my database, but that's a potential. That's a potential thing. How do I want to tackle this? Yeah, I could use shared preferences. I could use callbacks here. Observe forever. This is interesting. Hold on. I can get it by the request ID. Get work by live ID. Yeah. Okay. So if I have a work request ID, I could do that. How do I get the work request ID? What's the work one time? Okay, so this gives you back a work request here. Oh, so that's how I do it. So this here could return to me here a work request, right? I don't want it to just enqueue it because enqueue doesn't return it. Oh, it returns an operation. What is an operation? Operation about execution of a synchronous command. So you have a get state with, oh, it's a live data here. Gets a live data of the operation, that state, a live data of operation state, you must use live data observe live circuit. Okay, that's fine. I can convert this to a flow, I think. Okay, so if this returns an operation, I can probably use this here. It doesn't mean that I need to use it every single time, like whoever is consuming it. But I do want to use it here because I could then potentially in my view model right in my landing screen view model. No, I need my detail view model. In here, I can then, no, I need this up. Right, I launch it. I set it when I'm not toggling a favorite. Oh, this isn't the landing? This is details. Oh, details. No, I need to land it. I'm tripping. Landing screen, yeah, yes, here. There's view model. Okay. Here, the search results, instead of using the repository directly here, I can use the worker and observe it forever. Work info state that is finished. Work status callback. Who uses the work status callback? Oh, it's a callback here. I see. I think I'll be okay. I don't think I need to follow this pattern with the callback. What I think I need to do is what I'm doing. It's passing back the operation, and then we can go from there. But let's think about this. When I do it, let's say from this screen, right? If I click the button here, I'm gonna get back an operation. It's gonna be queued. I might have to. I'm overthinking this. Let's not worry about my edge case. Let's just worry about making this work. So for that to work, I need to get this to build first because I have a bunch of different things. And this new UI, I don't know which one is saying dispatchers. So if it's like this, it means, okay. The thing is this color matches this color. So I don't know if you're missing, if something is wrong. Can you just like be red? I can't change it. Gradiento. Okay. I can't change how it looks, huh? Oh, I like this better. All right, dope. So, saying we're missing the with context, we're gonna import it. We're gonna import dispatchers to social profile API. That's not something we need. Oh, hold on here. We do need the social profile API, but it's not. It's called a social stat repository. How do we use that? Sure. So this passes it in to the view model, and then you queue it. But then how does it work there? Oh man, okay. Can you show me how to utilize how to pass a repository to another manager? You can use a data class provided by Work Manager Library. The data class allows you to pass key value pairs of primitive types. I don't have a primitive type. So this is where dependency injection will come into play big time. In the meantime, I don't have that. So instead, my social repository, it looks like I don't need to worry too much about things because it's all singletons. So instead, what I'm going to do is I am not going to worry too much about, sorry, I lost my train of thought here. Where is it at? Search results. No, it's not here. It's not here. Where's the view model, right? No, where's my repository? All right, here. So since this is already like instantiated here via the singletons, for my work manager, I'm not even going to pass that in here when I'm queuing it. I don't understand what it was trying to do here. So I'm going to get rid of this. Input data, I don't think I need that, but I do need the remote ID. And then we can queue it and pass in the work request, return the operation. Okay. inside my actual do work here, I'm going to do a private val, and it's going to be my social stat repository. Now this is going to be by lazy, right? Because we don't know when we need it, and then we just instantiate it to this here. But let's set the type to be the interface. The reason for this is eventually when I support Dagger or whatever the case may be for dependency injection, then I can easily swap this out. All right, no. So social stat repository. Like I said, no, we go to YSO. Social profile, we do this here. Social stat repository, we get the details, right? Details, and we pass in the remote ID. Dope. So far, so good. Keep forgetting all of this is in the same file. Let me extract it out, actually. Well, I'll extract it out later. Let me extract it out, actually. Yeah. What is this one called here? Impulse. So let me just call this what it is. F6 right here. Add it. Dope. We have a social stat repository, and then I'm going to move this worker too. That way I stop getting confused. Is this a domain layer thing though? The worker, is the worker a domain layer? No, the worker is not a domain layer thing. That's an app layer thing. So what I'm going to do here, feature work manager. How do I want to handle work manager? Because this is the widget. Well, the widget could mean any widget, right? It could be cross-platform because it has no dependency on Android specific things, only in Kotlin, right? But if I were to go here and do the work manager, I want to not have these dependencies. I want my domain layer to be as close to simple Java as possible. That way in the future, I could migrate it over to Kotlin multi-platform if I wanted to, or change it up however I want it to be changed. I don't need it to be how it is right now. Oh my gosh. Okay. Listo. El agua. So that being said, I don't want that in here, right? And I need to put the worker manager in a common spot. So I'm just gonna create a new package here. I'm gonna call it common. And then in here, I'm gonna do a worker, this worker, yeah. And then I'm gonna move it to there. I think that makes more sense to me. No, F6. Let's move it to my feature.common.worker. Dope. All right, so now I can go inside of my worker here, right? Let's see here. So we get social stat. I need to rename this. I should have called it something else. Social stat. Wherever it says this. No, let's change this to social stat. Everything. Replace all. I don't care. It's already going to crash anyways. So we're going to figure it out. All right, here we use the repository to get our details. At this point, we already got the stuff from our network. We're not storing it yet though, right? We just get the details here. I want to see who all are using this right now. I feel. So you use it. We just get it and stick it here. And when you toggle it, then we save it here, right? So what I want to do here is I might need two workers, one to save and one to delete. So in the meantime, I'll just go here and I need to save it, right? I need to make this call, social repository that saves social profile. I mean, actually, that's all I need to do. I don't need none of this here. Just save that and then do a result. This is just to save. Is this to save? I mean, we want to save or update. This is more like an update, but an update is a save, right? Because an update means I need to fetch from the network. I need to store into my local storage. And like a refresh does the same thing, right? If I do the toggle, it's the same thing. Yeah, I call it a save. I call it a save or update. I mean, yeah, I'll just call it save. I need to not stick on these. Save social stat worker, and then let's just add some documentation. And actually, I'm gonna use ChatGPT, assuming this can build. Social stat repository. Oh, social stats. It's social stat. Okay, that works. Who else is missing? Social profile. Social stat. That's fine. Oh, this is nullable. This is nullable. That's right. Okay. So if this is nullable, then we want to fail, right? So then we can just throw here, check, not null. Actually, we can just do that here. Check, not null, social stat, and then we just throw error here. No, what does check not null do? Does it throw an exception? Throws an illegal state exception with the result of calling lazy message if the value is null. Okay, so if this is null, it's gonna throw an exception, which is gonna get caught here, and then I'm gonna return a failure, right? So I thought failure, you could return an exception with it. Let's see here. Where's failure? Failure. Result. Failure data. And what data is that? What's data? I don't know, but this music need to change this up. I wanna go and jam out to some trappy trap house. Drake, let's see. You know me, I wanna dance and let's 1, 2 step, let's go to a right. You know I'm down a fight. I don't wanna see you all do night and Drake go I want to step with and everybody's representing. Yo, first person shooter. Let me find the song and we go to scooter. I don't know what you wanna boo the duder. I'm just gonna start with that song. We go there. Alright, we're turning it up now. Listo. Alright, let's go here. Alright, so yeah, this here to do need to return cleaner error. Alright, dope. So if this is could not fetch show info. Ooh, this is interesting. This is interesting. Well, remote ID, because remote ID might not be remote ID might not be what I want to use, right? Because we don't really want to fetch the details based on a remote ID. This works for now because it's only YouTube, but eventually this remote ID needs to be like, this needs to be the local database. This might be different based on what social network you're using to search your stuff.
Can Dustin ask me if I could get on for like just like 20 to 30 minutes because the Fortnite live event is gonna happen, and after that it's just gonna go on downtime until tomorrow. I just want to see the event.
Yo, my fault. I had to do some dad stuff. All right. Okay, I'm ready now. I really need to get this going. So let's see here. Details. I'll worry about this later. To do this currently only deals with YouTube. We need to make it more generic based on the local ID. Let's add it here to do, and I'll figure this out later. For now, at the worker level though, look at what we're into here. So, okay, yep. To do this is only using YouTube. We need to make it a generic based on local ID. I don't know how I'm gonna do that because I mean I could do like I click this, I save it. Right, because at this point I know who you're trying to keep. So yeah, I could when you click this, I save it, you know, do upsert. So if it's there, I save it. If it's not there, if it's there, I save it. If it's not there, I update it. And then I use that local ID to then fetch everything via this details here. And this details here is gonna take in the local ID instead. All right, but that's something I can look at in the future. To do what I could do is save upsert the social stat prior to invoking this worker. Then reference this worker, then use this worker to fetch from the different network, social networks. Yeah, that's what I can do. All right, so in the meantime here though, I'm just gonna proceed as is, assume that's okay, we can get it, it then gets saved. So when I tap this, I invoke this worker. I need to upsert it first, right? Because this is for refresh. So the first thing I need to do is, because, okay, if I'm passing the remote ID, if I should save it, that's fine. But in the case where I'm in the landing screen, if I am in the landing screen here, and then I click on the toggle here, right? That's calling the view models toggle or add favorite. So I go ahead and add the favorite and I start the worker with this remote ID, right? And then I save it. This should work for now because it's all on YouTube, but it's gonna get confusing in the future for sure. Okay, so let's see here. On the move, to do this is missing. There you go. All right, so I think I can build this and then check what's going on with the add favorite and then go from there. Hey, 1, 2, 3. ¿Qué pasó? No sabes si te... oh. Required context. Yeah, I do need context. So... Yeah. I know, homie. Actually... Let's import this. Yo, it's called save social stat worker. There you go. Yeah, I don't need this. Okay, and then this is the thing. This is gonna give me back a option, right? So this option, what can I do here with this option? State that observe forever. Then I can do here, what actually I can do is ViewModel Scope. Ah man, ViewModel Scope that children cancel. And I think what this does, cancels this scope, including its job and all its children with an optional cancellation clause. A clause can be used to specify an error message or to provide other details in cancellation region. All right, the reason why I want to do this cancel, why do I want to use ViewModel cancel? The reason is because I'm using a worker to enqueue the work to fetch and save and do all of that stuff. And then I am observing to make sure that this is completed successfully, but I am observing it forever. So if I were to add a different favorite in the future, what's going to happen is this is going to still be active, and I don't want that to be the case. So instead, I'm just going to cancel everything that's been launched in the ViewModel scope to just wipe everything out, and then we re-observe on a brand new one if that's the case we want to do. Whenever we want to add a brand new result or a brand new social stat to our favorite list. So what I want to do here, what's the state here? What can I do with state here? Can I do when? Okay, let's see what operation does. The option. It's operation, not option. Operation. Operation that state. Okay, what is operation that state? What is this state? I have a success. In progress and failure. Okay, can I check then when it, is this a thing? I can't do this. So if it is operation that state, okay, operation, no, not that one, this one, that state, that success, right? I could do this, right? Classifier success does not have a companion object and thus must be initialized here. Okay, I don't want to initialize these. I just want to see how I can compare it to it. Get result, operation get result. Get state, get live data of the operation state, return a live data operation state. You must use live data observe to receive updates. Get a listenable future for the terminal state of the operation. This will only resolve with operation state success. The operation state, that failure state, will come through as a throwable on the listenable future. Operation state in progress will never be reported as it is not a terminal state. Call get to block until the operation reaches a terminal state. I want to wait for it to be a terminal state. So what I can do here though, right? So if I do it, that, okay, on operation here, right? Instead of state, if I say that get result, it says call get, listenable future to get. Okay, I see. So I need to do that get result that get here, and then this is going to give me back, yeah. So this is going to give me back a success, or it will throw a failure, right? It would throw an exception, yeah, if an error occurs. So I could wrap this with a try catch here. So if it errors out here, I'm just gonna ignore it for now. Maybe I'll print it. Yeah, I'll print it. Exception occurred. By the way, you shouldn't do this with a print line. Use log.d or whatever. I've never really used it because I hardly use log statements. I probably should, but print line has worked for me because at the end of the day, I just clean it up. Log tags, I hardly use. I feel like they give too much noise. I'd rather see everything working through the debugger, but I know it has its use cases. I don't want to listen to Drake like this, bro. What the flip is this? I want some hype stuff, bro. Like, I ain't trying to listen to... There you go. That's what I want. I need some pump me up. Like, let's get it. All right, so here, operation result get catch eat. I'm writing down names and making a list. Thank you, Mr. Man.
Mom said that's it.
What's up?
I think Mom said that's yours.
Yeah. It's dirty. You wanted my best. I'm good. I'm getting good. But you do as you wish. Fiend, 11 to... Okay, so if this gets and this throws out... Ya se me antojó uno. Brother, sí, el cafecito pega duro. Gave me a gift. And that's what it is. And you look for nothing. It won't be for fame, it won't. Alright. So let's see here. Operation result get. Right. This looks like it works like I want. What I need to do here though. At this point I have a success. So if this is a success here, I know I can just update my view state to say, hey, if completed, now this is a favorited social stat. So state that value equals state that copy value that copy, and then for the search results I basically need to give it a brand new search result, right? So I need to say, hey, shit, what do I want to do here? Search results, then I need to say val updated search results. This is expensive, I don't want to do this here, but I can say I take the search results and I say that map, I say if it equals profile, then it that is favorite is going to be true. So I need to do profile that copy and I say is favorite equals true. Otherwise, I'll just return it. So then it's going to give me the update search results and I'll just update them here. That should work. Or if anything, you know what? I could just inline this. This is just for me. I'll understand what I'm looking at for now. Okay, go. Okay, so then this will trigger a recomposition. Sure. So this will trigger a recomposition, and that recomposition will now update the search result with the favorite object. So let's build it and see what the hell this does. Add favorite is sticking. Oh, I need the context. That's right. So here, let me hold on to context. Let's see here. Val context equals local context at current. There you go. Piston in your heart will make it real. Context and it. Context, and since I just don't want to profile, yeah, since I'm using just it, I need to give it at least a name parameter. Go. Let's see what else. ¿Qué más? ¿Qué más? Posture check. Oh, here we go. Brother, he estado teniendo un dolor de espalda y de cuello lately. Actually, let me stand up, bro. I need to just stand up. Hey. 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 Yo. Okay. Let's see here. We're good? We're good. Let me just change the sound, bro. I'm sorry. Yo necesito... I need J. Cole I-95. That's what I need. Yeah, there you go. This is what I need. Yeah. There you go. Okay, let's fix this here. ¿Qué pasa aquí? Get no value. On item click. Okay, I'm missing. Oh, I see. On add favorite. And remove favorite. And actually, I'm just gonna default these. Easy for me now. Yeah, because I don't need this search result. Actually, when I'm brown, come around. You Luigi brother now. This is okay for now. This is fine. I'm just trying to get it to compile. Error. Return type for function cannot be resolved. Get up. This one goes off. Sleep is the cousin of dead. Why? Oh, it's probably I don't have the import. ¿Qué pasó aquí? Like Steph. Goes off. Kotlin tight. Happen. Never Clapton. I can't. Why are we complaining here about this error? Unresolved reference. Remember. Oh, remember. I need an M. So, oh my gosh. Me too. Jen tell you, being on yourself. Beat it on your health. On yourself. Remember, bro. By remember. Oh, import. E12. Instead of harassing. Harassing. We'll drive away. Whoa, dope. Alright. It built. Let's see here now. It crashed. Yahweh, Yahweh. A ver qué pasó aquí. ¿Qué pasó? No default context. Where we at? Yeah. Put your hood up. Put your hood up. Put your hood up. Put your hook up. Put your... Which context though, bro? Represent Yoshi, motherfucker. Hey, represent Yoshi, mother. I don't know where this is. Yeah, this is too much now, I think. Let me do something a little bit slower. Baby, calm down. Calm down like that. Yeah, this works. This type of music I like. Pero no sé por qué está... Why is it tripping here? Manda, baby, calm down. Calm down. Calm down.
Can you tell me the sound on the TV isn't working? It's unmuted.
Try to turn it off and turn it on. Try to grab the remote for the actual audio.
Well, I don't know where that is.
It's usually in the drawer. If it's not in the drawer,
the drawer is in there.
It's because it's in my room.
Oh.
Please close the door.
Okay, love you.
Lolo, whoa, 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 whoa. Why is it crashing, bro? I mean, I see why it's crashing. I just don't know where it's crashing. The only thing I can think of is the place where I try to access context, right? Porque está diciendo acerca del context. animated content, blah, blah, no default context, illegal state exception. The only place I try to use context here is in this landing screen here. Yeah, oh, so maybe it's this. Okay. I know I need context. So can I pass that along here? Like this? Now, how can I get context in here? The problem is, okay, so I have a social step app here. I have the view model that needs to have context to launch the add or remove operation at February. So maybe this can be a launch effect. Can I get local context in a launch effect or no? Let me see here. Launch effect. Sure. True. Can I do a local context? The current? I can't get this here. Okay. Provides. Oh, I can set this up here. What does this do? Associates a composition local key to a value in a call to, okay. So does that mean I can do it here? Local context that provide default, I'll say this. Would that make it work then? No, whoa. A ver. No, it crashes again. Oh man, bro, what's going on here? Actually, what I wanted to do here is because I'm not liking how this looks. So let me do this here. Mira. Like this. Allá, así. Y esta vaina acá, we're not no longer gonna do it that way. We're just gonna go here. Why is the song going again? Emulator. I don't want you to launch in the tool window. I want you to launch on your own. So, CSS. Right, here we go. Banda, baby, calm down. Y ahora tenemos más espacio. A little bit of space. Okay. Así. Listo. So let's try to run this. It's gonna crash again, obviously. Why is it crashing? The same issue. Bro, I don't like. How do I change here? Filter. Daytime finds, show tag. I'm not using the tag right now. Level. I'll know based on the color. Package name, yeah. I don't need the process ID. Let's simplify it. I just want to simplify it. There we go. Yeah, legal state exception. Let's try to Google this. ¿Estás utilizando Egipto algo? No, brother. Esto es porque esta aplicación la quiero sacar como la próxima semana. Ya la quiero sacar. No estoy utilizando nada como Dagger, Hilt o nada de eso. Solo lo más básico. Y no sé por qué ahora esta vaina no me está funcionando. Man, I need to learn how to prompt. when you're trying to access certain features that require context while you're not in a context-aware scope. Compose UI components are typically created and composed within a compose function, and the context may not be readily available in certain scenarios. Okay. To resolve this issue, you can use local context to access the context within a compose function. Here's an example of how you can modify the social profile worker to handle this. Your compose function, yeah, but that don't work. That's exactly what I'm doing. Let me just Google this. I guess imports failed me. I was importing local context instead of compose. Oh my goodness. Don't tell me that's what I'm doing here. That would have been... Where's local context? That's exactly what it is. Oh my gosh. I was bringing in the glance local context instead of Jetpack Compose's freaking local context. Oh my gosh. Que miércoles. And now it works. All right, no. So here we are. Let's search with froze error. I need a loading screen. I hit this button. What happens? Brother, es que no sé por qué lo llamaron la misma vaina. Let's take a look here. I hit the save button. I don't know what happened. Let's just take a look at our database. I see a worker here. This is all the stuff that Work Manager does for me. Everything is empty. Okay. What about my actual table? If I go in here, then it gets created. I go back. I hit this button. Nada pasa. Yo, I don't want to hear this, like, these music. This is not my type of music, bro. Épale, esta vaina, hombre. Yo lo que necesito es I don't know, Bad Bunny, Eladio Carrion. Eso. Let's go with that. Necesito algo que me tiene, you know, like a little, just... Let's see what this is. Never heard the song in my life. All right, so let's go. This is not working. Let's set a debugger, a breakpoint in my, oh shoot, I need to leave soon. In my worker here. And then let's run the debugger. Let's see what happens. So let's see. Froze error. Search. And then let's click here. Well, let's go back to the landing. And let's see here in this add favorite. A ver qué pasó aquí. Y ponemos un breakpoint aquí también. And let's see here what happens. Click on this. Boom. ViewModel Scope dispatches.io. Expected. Y ahora se fue. It got swallowed up. Is it hidden this year? Let's see. It crash? An operation is not implemented. Oh, and remove. Duh, okay. That's fine. A ver, okay. There you go. Bro. This is interesting. it should hit this, right? Pero no lo pega, ¿por qué no? Let's run this again. And then what I want to check too in my landing screen is because this is not switching up. Search results. Because this doesn't get updated. Search result card is favorite. It comes in as false. And then I use it here. Bro, this, oh, not its favorite here, it's por esto. This needs to be favorite here. Okay, got it. Ah, I should have do the debugger. Who's Coco Melon? Okay. Oh, what the hell? Where's the... Is the name too long? The name is too long. Oh, look at this. I found a bug. I need to limit this text. So, yo me hice loco. Loco. Okay, so this should be a row of a row. This the thing is, if I give it a weight, yeah, I can probably give this a weight actually. Modifier equals modifier that weight, and then I'll give it like 0.85, right? And then I'll give the rest to this guy here, this icon, and then we should be okay. So 515. A ver qué eso hace. And we will run this again and see what that looks like. Man, I can't find the right music, bro. Okay, so we have it here. Actually, I should look for Coco Melon because that's the one I had the issue with. Coco Melon, right? Okay, so it's pushing it down, and instead what I need to do is just have it have a max line of 1. Right here. Max lines is 1. And then what happens if the max line is reached? Text decoration. Underline line trail. No. Pose favoritas. Necesitas. ¿Qué necesitas? Okay, this works. See here. Cita. Man. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. All right. Actually, I wanted to test the Coco Melon again. All right. Dope. All right. Now it's working now. Dope. Okay? Cool. So what happens when I click this now? It changes, but I don't think it's in my database. Social stats, where are you? Social stats. Nothing to show really. Yeah, it should have stuff. Why is it closed? Let's take it off. Click again. Still closed. Okay, if I click here, now you have it. Click this. Es que no entiendo por qué esta vaina no me está llamando el worker. Okay, the debugger is not hidden either, which is weird. Sure, DS. Click on this. Yeah, it's not hidden anything. All right, let's see. Where is my landing screen? On add favorite, we call add favorite. It's not even hidden this. Let's put some breakpoints right here. If I hit it now, brother, ¿qué está pasando acá? Okay. Pero ¿por qué no está llamando esto? It's not going in here at all. Is it? Let me just get rid of this cancel for now. Let's see what that does. Hijo de la gran madre. Oh shoot, wrong button. I'm sure there's, yeah, there had to be something here. Let's call that. Let's see here. All right. Okay. 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 What's, all right, I don't need to look at this. As long as it's hidden that, it's hidden that. And this is now trying to do the work. So I have the social stat here. I went and downloaded all this stuff. ¿Ve? Es este, con la descripción. And then I have the member since 23/03/23. Dope. That was very close to my birthday. También me pregunto lo mismo. Sí, no sabía. Creo que es por el ViewModel Scope that canceled. Eso estaba haciendo unas cosas que no debería estar haciendo. My guess is it's an asynchronous operation. And by the time my ViewModel Scope that launch gets called, the cancel eventually cancels it. So it's happening a race condition, I think. That's 213 turtle posts to this amount of views. So we can go check that out here in a bit, but let's see this finish up. So it's successful, pero esta la vaina. Aunque es successful, hold on. I'm not observing it, right? It's, okay, hold on, what? Operation that observe la cuesta, ¿qué está? No es esta, no en las apuestas y menos en esta. Estamos en la final de la recta, el diablo me inyecta. Y no da cuenta. Bla, bla. Otro van a sacar por la falsa de gravedad. Bla, bla. Otro más pues si sobrevives de casualidad. Recuta mi tesis. Messi. Necesito un gol. Pero sonando la que Messi. No, que cabrón, tú no vives así. Tú no vives así. Pendiente de mí. Pendiente de mí. Okay, let me just give it back the worker request then instead. Work request. Y tú no vives así, tú no vives así. Le digo que sí. Mira, actually what we can do here is this, mira. Return, boom, right? The beat. Pero como que volví, yo no entiendo si yo nunca me fui. Más duro que el bicho mío. Partido. El de sobrino, el que no me dice papi, me dice tío. De condición. De eliminación. Alright, dope. Condición. Vivo, cabrón. Maquinón. Salí solito del callejón. Denme 1 millón. Wow. La grasa. Tengo el piquete que... Pregunta qué pasa. Arcángel suena. Ey. Por más que nos volvemos. Arcángel en todos los conciertos y nosotros no los tenemos. Tú ronca cabrón y tú no vives así. Tú no vives así. No vives así. Es que sí. Le digo que sí. Le digo que sí. Si ves así. Alright, dope. Puta, desde que nací. Instead of hear this callback, hacemos esta vaina aquí. Tú no vives así. Está pendiente de mí. Ok. This feels more in line to a flow. It feels more in line to the observer pattern. And I think this is more of what I want instead of trying to force it to be synchronous. De la ferretería. Me ronca. Un mil sin batería. Gancho. Un web ancho. Balneante. Cabrón, yo no sé. Lo que sé. Si ten después de tope cosé. Hoy no hay excusa. Si esa saca se usa. Si mi 40 está en la cara te hacemos una medusa. Pusa. Oof. I'm feeling this shit right now. Una palusa. I see. It has to be this. Había. Todavía no ha sido alguien que lo haga como yo. Oops. Alright, let's see this now. I meant to do the debugger. Mira, vamos a buscar aquí. A Bad Bunny. ¿Qué dice Bad Bunny aquí? Más bien Arcángel. Porque Arcángel para mí es más duro que Bad Bunny por lo que él hace. Bad Bunny tiene el estilo, tiene el vibe, pero Arcángel tiene el flow, tiene su trayectoria. Así que para mí, Arcángel es más duro. De la Ghetto, para mí. De la Ghetto, Nicky Jam, excuse me, I'm old school, bro. I'm old now. Okay, exception E. Cannot invoke observer from a background thread. Interesting. Okay. Can I observe a work manager from the view model? Man, el Maluma no se escucha bien, though. Let's skip this. I don't know, por ahí. All right, let's see here what it says. As of my knowledge, any other component. However, you can implement your own mechanism to observe it. Okay, work manager, get instance. But this needs the context in queue, right? I need the context. Bro, Brian Myers es otro que es tremenda caca, bro. No. Yeah, let's change it. All right. So here, inside of the view model, we can see this observer is not what I want. But I was looking for this get instance. Can I do this without the context? Oh, this one's not. See, this is deprecated. Retrieve the default signal to instance. This is deprecated, but it doesn't tell me why it's deprecated. I wish you give me a message. This is fine. I can get it like this. So we get it here. Here, observe forever doesn't work. It's because I see why. I see why. I don't need to wrap it with a ViewModel Scope. That's why. Y la razón por eso es que necesitamos, el Work Manager ya controla, it controls a lot of his, oh shoot. The Work Manager already controls a lot of his stuff internally, right? As far as switching threads. So it doesn't need to have this extra, like, it needs to be executed from the main thread so it can be observed. So, but it will execute the stuff in the background thread. Regular. Dope. So see it's hidden here on add favorite. It hits the worker now because I'm observing it, right? So I'm expecting this to get hit in the future. Okay, run. Check that. No, it shouldn't be no. Return success. Now we hit the observer. Dope. We update our UI and we should see this change. we don't see change right now because I'm already handled that locally. So instead of handling that locally, I'm going to change that here real quick. So in the search results list, and this is favorite search result car, I'm holding on to this favorite. I don't want to do this anymore. Instead, I'm going to use is favorite, right? Because this is favorite should always change. And when I'm toggling it, I'm just doing the opposite of what it initially was. So yeah, this should be like that. And I think we're going to get the same behavior, because what's going to happen is it's going to come in here when it makes this call to unfavorite toggle. This unfavorite toggle is going to bubble up all the way back to the view model. And once it gets to the view model here, it's going to then go and update itself. It's going to update the state with the favorite to true, and it's going to trickle all the way back down to that composable, and then that favorite should automatically change on its own. So let's see if that actually works. Dope. And the reason it doesn't work when I click it to remove is because I don't have this implemented, one. And two, when I actually fetch my search results here, this result here doesn't include the favorites. Right, this search result is not a favorite. So how can I verify if this is a favorite? I'll need to verify if the results in here are favorites. So I need to hit my database layer basically. Yeah, so let's see here. Inside here, search by remote ID. Search by remote ID, yeah. That's fine. I'm just gonna use what I have for now. So basically, when I do val db social profile equals db that search by remote ID. Remote ID is gonna be the item, that ID, right? That channel ID. So I'm gonna search by it. If this should return, what is this going to return actually? What is social profile? Is a query. So let's see here. Execute as one or null. So if it doesn't find it, then we know it's not a favorite, right? So we can do here is favorite equals social profile does not equal null, right? So now, if I can verify my database that Frozer is inside of my favorites. Concuerdo, sí tiene flow Arcángel. Bro, tú sabes que sí, Arcángel es el duro. Don Omar para mí es mi favorito. Yo sé que a todo el mundo le encanta Daddy Yankee. Y Daddy Yankee, él es un big boss. Él es un jefe, right? He's a businessman. I respect that. Pero como artista, como cantante, como rapero, solo como un artista en general, Don Omar para mí él lo tiene, bro. Él canta merengue, él canta salsa, él canta reggaetón, te puede hacer un trap, aunque nunca ha hecho un trap, te puede hacer un trap, te puede hacer un diss, te puede rapear. Recuerda cuando Don Omar y Daddy Yankee estaban peleando, los dos iban flow y flow. Pero para mí, Daddy Yankee es un duro, pero Don Omar es el artista. Y Arcángel yo lo siento como que él fue el que vino después de Don Omar. Él fue el que tiene el flow más callejero, pero también te puede cantar, también te puede tirar un pop. Pero no, sí, es un duro. All right, dope. So let's double check here. Frozer should be in here. Multicultural dead. It's saved twice. I don't know why. This shouldn't save twice. So that means... Yeah, that means, oh, I already have this refresh method. I could just use refresh. Hijo de la gran madre, yo puedo hacer esto. See, I had already thought ahead about this. I didn't realize I could just use this. I don't need to do this. I don't need to do this. I can just do refresh. Y ya. Eso es todo lo que tengo que hacer. With this throw, ya me acostumbré. If an exception occur here. Ya me acostumbré. Okay, let this return the social profile like this. Ya me siempre me traicione. Me mencione. Tranquilo. Okay. So when we refresh, yo, it's not a subtitle. Oh, yeah. Banco Popular. Popular. Que listo. Y entonces aquí en my worker. Hey. Trump. Como don. Oh. Yeah. So this would be like that. So we check that, make sure it's not null. If it is null, then we know it's an error. Otherwise, we do this. Okay. Now I won't. Okay. This is refresh. So when I go to refresh, ya me acostumbré. Gracias, brother. Gracias. Necesito la agüita. Entonces, mira aquí. The refresh should never save it if it already exists. So this save method here should never do an insert. This needs to be an upsert. So I need to rename this. So instead, this needs to be an upsert, insert, or replace. Esto es lo que tiene que hacer. An upsert, and then here, upsert. Listo. Esto es lo que tiene que hacer. Así no llegamos en esta situación. Por ejemplo, vamos a ver el bug right now. So if I were to store this one, refresh it, right? We see here, right? Stardance official 1. Boy, I click it. It doesn't do anything. I click it again. Actually, it's never going to do that because now it's returning favorites. But if I didn't have this as an upsert, it would add a new entry. I can't show the bug now, but I don't want to go back and redo the bug just to show it. I'm just gonna make sure this works. Let's see here. But I need the bug to happen, right? ¿Y ahora qué pasó? Superarse. Es que no tengo internet. Hijo de la gran madre. Okay, let me restart this. Par de horas. Va a recuperarte. Okay. Okay. So, and actually, let me, instead of call this save, I'm gonna call this upsert. Upsert. Pero ¿por qué el internet todavía no está bien, brother? Oh, híjole. Okay, let's wipe this data out then. Tu retrato. Bro, Josué, si alguna vez quieres ser moderador mío, brother, lo necesito. Pues no sé si no lo necesito porque no tengo tantos views. Pero si te interesa tratar de ayudar o hacer cualquier cosa, me avisa, brother. Estoy buscando ayuda porque desactiva el Wi-Fi datos y vuelve a activar el Wi-Fi después. Pues parece que después que lo reinicié, funcionó. Pero dices que para la próxima vez desactiva el Wi-Fi. Oh, entonces lo desactivo aquí, dices, así, para la próxima vez. Y lo vuelvo a intentar. Ok. Let's go see here. Frozer. Si es un error del emulador que no detecta el puente de red. Ok. Brother, tú sabes más de lo que... Tú sabes bastante. That's cool. So when I hit this, right? It should be in here. It's not saved, huh? Oh, mira, aquí está. The Frozer. Voy acá. Favorite is already favorite. I go back here. Es un rato. Quiero... Yeah, so, interesting. Mira esta vaina, mira. El Network Inspector, right? Voy y hago clic en este. Oh, this is not working? Okay, I clicked it. Mira cuántas veces está llamando el API. Es un montón de veces. I need to do retrofit caching. This should not happen at all. The reason that is happening, details, view model. View model by state, collect the state. Is this doing it in the init? It is doing it in it. Por eso necesito hacer... Nah, bro. Aunque eres junior, sabes un montón. Sabes un montón. All these network requests. Okay, so this is an interesting error. The reason why we see all these network... Okay, let me go back. I need to... I wanna go through my head and explain this again. All right, let's see here. Se matas. Okay, dope. I think this might be a little bit easier now. Okay. All right. When I click this guy here, we see this network request being called. It's a bunch of them. Like if you take a look here, right? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. And all of these 4 calls are for the same API request. The reason that is happening is because when my view model for the details screen, which is what we're seeing right now, when that gets instantiated, I immediately call this details from a repository. That goes and it hits the network, and then that's the result that we get back, right? The problem is it shouldn't be going multiple times. When I instantiate my view model, okay, when I go to my details screen, I pass it in a view model that gets instantiated, and that immediately tries to make the call. So it means that wherever the details screen is being used, the view model here that's being passed in is being instantiated multiple times. So let's go back and look at the details screen where this is being used. So this details view model, as you see here, we're always passing this in, right? We're always passing this in. That means this is not being cached at all. So I think we can do this here. Use this factory here to say, hey, I want you to go ahead and build me a view model, but this view model now is going to be tied to a lifecycle. I think that might help. I think we can do other things to help reduce the amount of calls, but I think this might be one of them. So let me try that out and see. De hecho, he aprendido muchas cosas con tus streams que no sabía por qué pasaban y tú le explicas. Bueno, duro. Me encanta escuchar eso de que estás aprendiendo un poquito. Y yo también he aprendido de ti. Me has dicho varias cosas que sí hacen sentido y me ha ayudado. All right, let's see this here. Let's try to see this network inspector again. We'll search Frozer one more time. Right, we see that network request that we're expecting. Now we click on this. Ve, solo viene una vez. It only gets initialized one time, so the call is only being hit once. Now, this is fine and dandy, but the problem is the developer needs to know that, hey, I need to tie this to the life cycle of my fragment activity or whatever. That way I only initialize it once. That's number one thing, right? The developer needs to know that. So to avoid that developer extra knowledge that needs to happen, we can do some other countermeasures. For instance, we can make sure we can enable retrofit caching. That way, even though your view model is being instantiated multiple times, if the developer forgets to use this factory method, we can then hide, or we can cache that request and avoid multiple times making that request. So there's 2 different ways to be able to do that. Eso sería un buen clip para YouTube. ¿Qué parte, brother? Mira, yo sé que tú puedes hacer los clips si estás mirando el stream. Tírale un clip ahí y después lo ponemos en YouTube. Yo, ¿qué pues yao? ¿Cómo estás, compadre? How's everything, bro? Did you continue working after we paired earlier today? Yo, it's about to be 1 o'clock. Oh, lo que estoy explicando. Sí. Yo lo voy a tratar de hacer en un clip para YouTube. Later on, we'll see. Yo bien aquí trabajando. Y la verdad, brother, acabo de... Yao, I just had the same issue that you had with the view model being instantiated multiple times. Wrapping it around with this helped me. What I was having earlier happening is, and I can show you, this is pretty easy to show. So here I have this detail screen, and I'll show you so you can, just to show so you can see that I have the similar issues that you have. Yeah, I'm with a problem now that my bottom nav bar is hiding part of my column. Interesting. Do you mind sending a screenshot and maybe like what your code looks like in the ask for help in the Discord? Because I know Josue, he's good at Compose too, and he can help out as well as I can help out too. So if you do a screenshot in the Discord, and then maybe we can have like an interaction there real quick. And I think that would be nice for other people to see if they have similar issues. But if you don't feel comfortable doing that, that's okay too. But let me show you the issue that I'm having right now. So when I navigate to the details screen, take a look at the network requests. I have multiple network requests, and these network requests are the same requests for the same call. So if this is an API call I'm consuming, that means I'm going to hit my limit faster, right? Because that's 4 network requests instead of just 1, right? So the way you can handle fixing that to avoid hitting that rate limit is by 1, you can enable caching on your network layer, or 2, which is easier for now, is enabling this view model right here, this factory that we talked about earlier today. And this will make sure it's tied to your lifecycle, so it doesn't reinstantiate the view model every single time, and therefore we won't have multiple network requests. So how does that look? Like this. If we go back to frozen, ahí, aquí, allá, y vamos a ver the network layer, inspector, and we click on details here. See, it only made the network call once. Dope. So that's one dope thing that we had going on. All right. Let me back up a little bit. That's one thing I was trying to fix. Now I'm trying to do the remove, right? Remove is not working. Save them. So let's try to do the remove here. That's in my landing. No sé. I don't think this needs to be done in a worker. I can just do this directly from the repository. No sé. Yeah, I can do this directly from the repository. So, oops, yo, what happened here? Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna use the ViewModel Scope here. Yeah, exactly the same problem, bro. So that ViewModel factory does help. It's just, it really matters where you're instantiating it. So in my scenario, I'm instantiating this right in my app navigator, like for your app navigator, in the area where I have my like nav host or my nav graph set up, I'm instantiating it here using this view model, and it kind of knows, it caches it, and would be okay. So it won't reinstantiate multiple times if this composal gets hit multiple times. But back to this here, I can use the repository, social stat repository, and then I can say delete, and it's gonna be, ooh, I need to give it a social profile. Why do I need to give it a social profile? I just need to give it an ID. Local ID, I'll give it a long here. It's a local ID. Come on, baby. Go here. No. Hijo la gran madre. Okay, what's this repository? First of all, this repository needs to be Oh, this is the widget. This needs to be a social repository here. It needs to be this, and then in my delete here, I'll modify it. Okay, and then if I go back to my view model here, I can delete and I can just give it the local ID. It's going to be profile.id. Though, this should not be null, right? No, it should not be null. Let me run this and look. Why are you complaining? Social profile? With social profile, where? Oh, yeah. Ah, man, who's using this right now? Details view model. When I delete something, what does it change? It just strips it out of it being favorited, right? So if I delete it, all I really need to do is fetch it again, but not via the details. Well, does this sit in the network all the time? It does sit in the network. Oh no, it finds it first here. Okay, yeah, I can just do that again. Yeah, so I can just delete it here. Local ID here. And I say my local ID is my social profile.id. And then I'm gonna do the same social profile stat, social stat repository that details. And I'm gonna give it the remote ID. So this is gonna get it from, no, I don't need to get this again here. I already have it, actually. Yes, this should be okay. This doesn't need to return a social profile. This just needs to be like that. And then I can do something like this on my own, actually. Yeah, I know. Delete needs to not return something here. Let me double check the Discord. I need to leave soon. Oh, duro, compadre. Gracias por el clip ese. Eres un duro. Okay, in the meantime, I need to leave in like, I'll do 15 more minutes and then I need to leave. All right, so why are you complaining here? Let's see who's calling the delete, which is my here, right? I already have the social profile here. So what I can do here is just do this, and this will return the updated one, and then yeah, okay, dope. Anybody else using the delete? Social app view model, delete, it doesn't matter here, dope. Let's try this. A ver, I did not send, I'm trying something that I found. If it did not solve, I'll send. Dope, sounds good, bro. Tú quieras. Oh, it's not deleting. So let's see here. Are you being even called? You should be called. So we call this remove, delete. Let's think about this. Okay, it's not updating the UI because I did not update the view state, right? So I need to do basically this again. But its favorite needs to be false. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna make a function here. I'm gonna do this here. I'm gonna make an extension function. Private function is extension function. I'm gonna say here, toggle favorite for the social profile here, right? Oh, no, it's for this, for the profile, and it's gonna be a social. It's gonna be a search result. All right. So what this is gonna do is basically is gonna do this right here. Tu manera, yeah. Like this, value, and then I need to toggle it. So I need to get the is favorite and then toggle it. So then here, I probably can say toggle state that toggle favorite, and I give it the profile, which is the profile that was passed in here. And then I can do the same thing here, because this should be, it should have been favorited before, but then if I toggle it, it's gonna go ahead and put it to the opposite. Cool. I think this should work. Let's see. Dope, it works. Nice. Listo. Muy duro, brother. I'm loving this. I'm loving this right now. Now, here's the thing. I still need to enable retrofit caching, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Right now, but first I need to explain to you why is it that I need to enable retrofit caching. In my current feature, right, is a details screen, is a search results screen, and I give the user the opportunity to do a fast favorite. So you just tap on these buttons and you go and favorite that profile, right? So whenever you click want to favorite, it makes network requests. Dope. It also stores that locally. Whenever I click to remove it, okay, let me start that back over para explicarlo bien, right? So when I click this favorite button, it makes a network request. It also stores it in the database. Oh shoot, it's storing it multiple times in the database. When I click it here, it's supposed to delete it, but it's not deleting it. That's a bug. I'm not ready to explain yet. I need to see why this is not working. Let's see what is going on here. Tú no luces. Luces. Bien lo use. Yeah. Nay. Yo, come on, search. Liche is search, but it didn't come. What's going on here? Mr. Beast. Whoa. Okay, that's the icons. Yeah. So the search came back here. So look at the database inspector here. Right, I don't have Mr. Beast. So let me go and add Mr. Beast here. When I add it, it's gonna fetch the stuff, right? So I don't need the stuff. I know it's gonna fetch it. Nueva era. So if I look at here now, Mr. Beast should be in here. Right, Mr. Beast is here. My network inspector shouldn't have just the statistic call, which it did. If I click this again, it should hit this on remove, right? So let's see what this does. On remove is gonna try to delete. This delete is gonna hit here, right? Local ID here is 0. It shouldn't be 0. I see why it's hitting 0. Okay. I see the issue here. The reason is whenever I toggle this, I also need to update the ID. Right now, it doesn't have a local ID here. So I need to give it the ID, right? Because at this point, when I first search and I hit toggle, I don't have any information on who you are, right? But when I hit that favorite and I go and download all your details and information and I save it to the database, at that point now I have a local ID for you. And I should get that back from this profile. No, it's not this profile. What I need to do here is I need to fetch it again, because this won't return it for me. So I need to refetch it by the remote ID to get the local ID and then update my state with that profile. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this here. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do social profile equals the repository call, and I say get refresh details. No, it's not what I want. Yeah, look, I'm going on search result. I don't want to research this whole thing again, right? What does search do? Let me see here. Oh, bro, esto me tiene bien. Let's see here. So when I search, I don't set any local ID here because I don't know if I have it. What I need to do, it doesn't matter because I won't have it. Yeah, I won't have it. So I need to figure out a way on how to update my favorite and update its local ID. So let's think about this. When I do the worker, it's gonna go and download the stuff, it's gonna refresh it and set it in the repository based on that remote ID. So what I need to do here is I need to do a search by remote ID, and then this will give me like this, yeah. This refresh, what did the refresh do again? And when it returns null if it fails to do this. Okay, but in this case, this is a search by remote ID, and this will let me know if I have it locally at all. So, and that's okay if it brings me back a social result because I can then map it over to, sorry, that's okay if it gives me back a social profile because I can map it. And let me go here. So here now I can do search by remote ID, and then I'll say remote ID equals profile.remote ID, and then here instead I'm going to give it the social profile. Actually, I don't want to convert this here. I see. Maybe I should just pass it in. This is toggle. All right, set favorite. We're gonna change this to set favorite. I don't know how to handle this. I don't want to handle it this way, but okay, fine. I just need to hurry up. Set favorite. Refresh. Refresh search. Refresh results. So we're gonna do, and when we refresh this, we're gonna give it a profile ID, which is gonna be a long, and is favorite flag. Favorite. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be a boolean, and then we're gonna set these here. Profile ID. Now here, what we're gonna do is profile that ID, which now that I deleted this ID, this is gonna be 0, right? Because we just deleted it, and his favorite is gonna be false here. So then here instead, we're gonna do something like this. But instead, what's going on with this? Why are you complaining? ¿Qué pasó? What are you complaining? Oh, it's just a debugger, so I can't do anything. That's fine. Should be called from a coroutine or suspended function. Okay. Can I do the ViewModel Scope in here? Yeah, I can. Okay. This is crazy. This is so convoluted. I don't like this at all. But that's not the point. I am not trying to like this code. I'm trying to release this code, right? I'm trying to release this app, and that's my focus. Let me just focus on releasing. I don't care how it looks right now. So instead, for now, I'll just do it.id, right? And then here, if it's there, if it finds it, we know it's a favorite because it's in the database. But we can just do it that is favorite. That should be defaulted anyways to true. I could also have the delete just mark a flag as delete, but that's something I'll deal about in the future. For now though, this should refresh the results for that guy. I need to go and implement the delete method. Sorry, the search by method. Yeah, because nobody has that right now, right? I need to go and import this, implement the methods. And then here, when I do search by, the search here is going to be from the database we're searching, right? So db that search by remote ID, and then we'll give it a remote ID. Then we say that execute as one or null. This is how we're going to return, like that. Search. Oh, I need to map it. So this is fine. Si tú lo dejas, yo la dejo. To domain. Dope. That should work. Easy, simple. And yeah, let's try this out. Profile. Where are you tripping? Here is. Oh yeah, I don't need the profile. I need to match it by. Oh man, I forgot. This is the reason why I wanted to match it. You know what I need to do? I need to give it just a thing here. So refresh results. I'll just give us a block, and it's gonna be that. And this is gonna return a boolean. No, just unit. Then what's the point? I can just do the map elsewhere, right? But this just kind of handles a bunch of stuff for me here. Okay, I don't need to do this here anymore. Instead, I can just say, hey, block, and call it with it, right? Oh, this needs to return a search result. So here I do results, and I'll modify this. Oh my gosh. The reason I'm doing it this way is that way, because right now I'm dealing with, the problem is I'm dealing with two different type of objects, domain objects. I'm dealing with a search results, and I'm dealing with a social profile. Ideally, I would want everything to be a social profile. The difference between these two is, what is it? Channel tile. To be honest, I probably could just use a social profile. That might make everything just easier. But for now, I'm gonna deal with it like this. I think I don't wanna spend time refactoring it too much right now. So here, I have the search result. So basically what I wanna do is check if it equals profile, right? Basically this is what I want here. If it is matching, then I want the copy and set the is favorite to be false, right? And the profile ID is going to be 0. Here, something like this. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to do the similar kind of code here. But it will be like this instead. Buscarte. But then this it is going to have to be social profile, like this. And then we'll reuse this guy here. Tu quiera yo paso a buscarte. This is defeating the purpose, bro. I don't like this at all. This should just toggle it, to be honest. It should just toggle it. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be really fast. This is what we're gonna do. Hey, do it like this, that's fine. But this is what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna give a profile, delete local ID. What I want the ID to be here. I can say profile that copy ID equals 0L. So then it would use this one here. And the favorites, his favorite equal false, right? So I'll do profile his favorite, and actually I'm gonna rename this again, toggle favorite, and then I'll just do this favorite and toggle it. So I will not do this, but I will still use the profile ID. The reason I'm doing all of this here now is because I'm gonna do a converter that is gonna take in a profile. Right, I'm gonna have a social profile, and then I'm gonna have it to search result. And I'm gonna create this right down here. Oops. Come on, baby. No. Yo, this don't exist yet. I'll do here. Private fun socials profile that to search result. There's gonna be a search result, and we can just actually equals this to search result. And let's see here. We'll go to the search result here, and we'll get all of these, right? Let's see, copy, go back here. Uy, este está duro. Then I say this dot something, we figure it out. So this that ID, that channel title, that remote ID, that image URL, description, member since, and we should have this favorite here, right? So then now, this should just work. I have a social profile. Siempre piché un error otra vez. Siempre piché un error otra vez. And then I just toggle it based on that. Zero. Okay, this should work. It should work. I don't know. Time for me to get off. All right, let's hear him. Hey, pero soy bandolero. I don't know what's going on here. Why isn't I hitting the network? Viajero. Chambea. Okay, it's making the search results. But something is happening. Response here. Yeah, I have everything here. There's a bug. Chambea. Hala. So when I search here, search, I map it, I try to find it. If this is no, I just update this here. Bronco, A. Okay, there's an exception here. What's the exception? What's going on here? Let's run it again. Yo, Tukes96. A lot of web developers keep saying that the future of mobile dev is cross-platform with solutions like React Native. What is your take on that? Like, I see a lot of web dev talking bad about native development. Yo, man, whatever it is that you need to do to make your money is what you need to be learning. If it's gonna be React Native, let it be React Native. I just know that right now I have job security currently. Well, I mean, yes, I have job security. I have a job, and it's getting me paid using Kotlin and native development. That's working. I honestly don't see big companies. Like, I don't see Snapchat ever leaving or converting to React Native. I don't see Square doing that. I don't see a lot of Google apps doing that. Like Gmail, for instance. I don't see Who else? There's a big app out there that's on. I don't see Discord going to React Native. I don't see Reddit going. I don't see Threads going to React Native, right? Threads that just came out by Facebook, they were built completely using Jetpack Compose, using Kotlin. Cash App, for instance, Cash App is all native. They use Kotlin multi-platform for a lot of their business logic. So is going to React Native or going to a web solution for cross-platform the right way to go? I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of opportunity to like on these big companies that are going to be strongly, heavily using React. Okay, so Discord uses React Native. Cool, that's dope. But I don't see Snapchat going to React Native. Their cameras, APIs, and their filtering, all those algorithms really need low-level executions, right? They even use a layer of C++, I'm pretty sure, because I mean you have to get to the native camera layer. So, okay, that's dope. But guess what? Cash App, for instance, uses Kotlin multi-platform, right? And that processes a lot of transactions, even more so than I think than Tesla or Shopify. Because if you think about it, a lot of the stuff that Cash App needs to do locally compared to what Tesla or Shopify needs to do is different, right? Shopify or Tesla, they probably just consume APIs. That's all they do. Cash App has to handle conversions and a bunch of stuff locally that, I mean, I guess you could do it also with React Native or so, but it just feels simpler when you deal with things like Kotlin. To be honest, like I said earlier, it doesn't matter which way you should go. If you feel that you're gonna get paid using React Native, then by all means, go ahead and learn JavaScript, TypeScript, whatever it is, Flutter if that's the case. But I'm right now getting paid because I'm doing Kotlin. I'm doing native programming. And I've had a career for the past 10 years plus. So I don't know. I'll personally, I prefer the developer experience using Kotlin or using native is already hard. You throw another layer of like cross-platform on top of that, I feel like it's just gonna make it even harder. There's a lot of, I guarantee you cannot convert the code base where I work right now, you cannot convert that to React Native. It's gonna take years on top of years for that to happen, so. Tesla is like the app that controls the Tesla car, open the door, check battery life, etc. But I think Tesla will use React Native plus some native. Probably. So they probably use React Native for like the UI side of things, but the underlying things might be native. But even that, I don't think Tesla is doing anything like super fancy. Maybe they're using Bluetooth connections to do like a local connection with your Tesla, but I think, to be honest, they might just be using API calls. All right, what's this E? Illegal state exception. Result set return more than one row in social profile. Yeah, because I have a bug. So what you're telling me is that I need to uninstall and reinstall. Yeah, my data set was bad. Need to fix this. Let's see here, network database inspector. Dope. This shouldn't be in here yet, no. Go click this. Is there a network call? Yeah, network call was made. It saved it here, but it didn't update this favorite. And now you crash. Oh my gosh, I have a bug going on here. So I think here, when we do add favorite, right, we go to the worker, and then here I refresh it. When I refresh it, I hit the network, get the statistic, then I upsert, which does the upsert. I need to give it the ID here. That's why it doesn't upsert. This needs the ID. I need to give it the ID here as well. This needs to be having the ID as its first. But also what I need to do is, there was this weird thing that I need to, no, I think this works. I think this works. Yeah, so ID equals social profile that, oh shoot. show profile.id, and this ID should default to 0 if it doesn't have one, right? So who calls the upsert is the statistics. We map it to 0 because we might not have it. Because if we have it, no, we still want to update it though. Refresh, we always get it from here. And then we upsert. So this ID might be 0. What if this ID, what if we already have this information? Okay, so okay, refresh can use the details. Refresh can use the details. And this details here it's gonna do something like details actually. Because first, when we refresh, we're gonna see, hey, does this exist? If it exists, then we want to update it with its ID. Otherwise, just set it to 0, right? That's exactly what we're doing. Hey, go ahead and find it. If it exists, I'll use that ID to update it, right? Because that's the one I want to upsert. Otherwise, just give it 0, which when it goes to upsert, it will insert it. Josué, yo creo que son buenas opciones. Mientras la empresa va levantando, después es mejor irse a nativo por todas las opciones y soluciones que te da el SDK. Mi humilde opinión. Yep, I agree with that, bro. Tukes96. So what he's saying is like, he thinks like React Native or cross-platform solutions are a really good option when you start out, but eventually as you grow, for it to be more sustainable, it's been proven that it's better to go native because you have a lot more options, and like SDK gives you more, I wouldn't say control, but it gives you a more sure control of what you're actually building. When you add layers on top of it, like the different cross-platform solutions, that makes it a little bit difficult, right? The more layers you add to something, the more chances you have of losing information or losing a lot of the intention behind the translations in those layers, right? So if you have native, you have whatever layers in between, then cross-platform, right? You might lose something in translation by the time it gets to the native layer. Because at the end of the day, cross-platform solutions are just a wrapper on top of the native layers. That's all it is. It's doing everything for you in the background. You just don't see it. So, gracias, Josué. Yo, I'm getting lost in doing all of this. I want to keep doing this, but I know I need to leave. I have, like I said, I have a family. But tomorrow, I'm planning to wake up tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. to get started by 7 a.m. And I want to like do this for at least 2 hours before my family wakes up. Now I can spend the time with my family. So let me try to knock this piece out real quick. Refresh. Okay. Dupe. Oh, so let's test this out. Let's see what happens now. Let's see here. What is in our database already? Y por eso vuelve. Frozer, search. Okay. I have multiple Frozers in here, so it's gonna fail. So I'm having some data issues right now. So I'm having to uninstall it, reinstall it, run it, and test it out. Yo. Previous as on, run an ad back to disable them. Okay. Yo, for anybody that's watching out there, don't forget to hit that follow. Just trying to say, you know, it helps a lot. I'm trying to grow in a lot of different areas, and I'm trying to get feedback from a lot of people. So if you're watching, I don't know, give a little like or follow. Let your boy get a little bit, you know, some little following going. That way more people can spread the word, more people can see it, and then hopefully more people can learn. That's ultimately what I want. I want to help people learn and learn from other people. So dope. Let's see here. Click on it. I'm expecting a network request to go. It went. I'm expecting this to be saved. It is saved, but it did not update my is favorite. That's okay. What I'll do here then is I'm gonna do another search. So let's see here, Mr. Beast, and then I'm gonna come back to Frozer. I'm expecting it now to be favorited. Yeah, that's okay. that means it's just something in my, state update process that is not happening correctly. And we can see that here. So when I add the favorite, this toggle here is not working for some reason. So let's think about this. If this is working, it's working because it was saved to the database. But I don't know, when I do the search by here, it's trying to find it here, and maybe it's returning as null. Maybe this is not returning. If this is null, let's run this block and let's print here and say, hola, fallé. Bueno, y entonces we set a breakpoint here and then it will run it again. So let's go to Frosier first. We're gonna delete it. Kind of want to see what delete looks like, if it's actually even work. Okay, I shouldn't have this error anymore. Right, it's working here. It looked like the search result was called twice. Is that true? Network inspector, yes, it was called twice. Why is the search results being called multiple times? Oh no, that's the wrong one. I need this one. All right, come on, baby. Take a look here. Okay, we just have one. When I hit delete, yeah, this should work. Yep, hit delete. Come on, baby. You're deleting. Nice. It toggled. And then if we check our database, it's gone, right? So let's go ahead and try to call it. It's trying to search it. At this point, it's created, right? It's hidden it here. So I want to see what this looks like in here. No, here. So we're going in here. Profile right now has an ID of 0. It shouldn't have an ID of 0. This is an error right here. This should not be 0. That should have a local ID. Is ferret is true. This profile won't match here. Because these could change, right? Yeah, these could change. So that's why it's not updating. I see. Okay. Instead, I need to do that remote ID. This is how I need to match it. Okay. Think I saw the bug. It's good. Let's see here. Frosier. Dope is here. If I take a look at my app inspection, I only should see a remote call whenever I am adding it. Remote call, why do I have 2? Why do I have 2 calls? What's the first call? The request is to, no, what's the header? The request is to channels. And this request, oh, this is the image. Okay, yeah, so it was just one. It was just loading it. Okay, dope. Then this one here, when I hit, it didn't update it. It didn't update the UI. Although we did save it, right? We did save it, but it gave it the ID of 0. See, I knew there was something I need to figure out about the ID. Let me see here. So on insert, there's something, okay, let me think about this. My storage solution, this is my other project. In my storage module here, whenever I'm creating my database here, set foreign constraints enable true. But there's something about whenever I'm trying to actually save it. So upsert transaction with upsert tag entity ID. This entity ID Oh, if it's 0, I need to give it no. Okay. That's all it is. So okay, I can delete this. Check on my music. Yes, I'm still listening. But I wanna reggaeton viejito. ¿Qué es esto? Let's listen. But what I need to do here, the reason why that is inserting it that way, I need to go in my upsert. Where's my upsert? Here. This ID here. Is this the only thing I upsert is a social profile? It is. So I'll just do a private val social entity ID. And basically this is gonna be a long. So if ID equals 0L, right? Returns null, else will return the ID. So oh, this is just a computer property. Basically what I need to pass in null in here if I want it to use this unique constraint. Social de la avenida, social profile. Well this one is not the one I need. This one's good. I need is this one here. La llave bota. Yo lo doy de ejemplo. Mi respeto a Tempolo fue tener talento. Guasimilla mentira. Es que el DEA me tiene en la mira. Si impuestos pago, critican si trabajo, critican si soy vago. Y me tratan de segunda. Como un negro zumba. Negro trabuco. Es como el maluco. Yo creo que la otra razón por qué me gusta Don Omar es que creciendo el color de Don Omar como que me atrayó porque yo soy de ese color. Por ejemplo, J Balvin dijo que él quería ser reggaetonero porque no había nadie quien le representaba de su color. Daddy Yankee es de su color. ¿De qué estás hablando, compadre? Te entiendo si quieres decir que nadie te está representando como colombiano. ¿Me entiendes? Así lo entiendo. Pero porque no tiene alguien de su color, brother, ¿qué estás pensando? Es más allá de eso. Anyways, that's my little rant. I need to not say a lot of that stuff. But let's check it out now. Una nube que me arrebata. Jodeata. Es una gata que vaciló contigo. Uf. Mi amigo, trato de olvidar, pero no consigo. Listo, let's see. Network inspector. You should only be one call. Dope. We're good here. And now it should be safe here with 1, right? Before it was 0, now it's 1. But this didn't update. Shit, why didn't you update, bro? That's the one I want to fix so I can get out of here. I don't want to get out of here, but so I can get out. All right, let's think about this. I'm gonna go ahead and add, right, a toggle in here. I don't think I need this because this is not failing. It's trying to toggle here. Na na na, oh, na na na, eh. So when this is toggle favorite here, and ya parece nada tuyo, bebé. Yeah. No recuerdo se dio ayer. Mindera saber nombre mujer. Se rumba papá para que yo goce anoche que me recuerdo lo que sucedió. I hit that, it goes here, the worker gets invoked, it tries to, I observe it, I get the result back, then I try to search it by the remote ID. So I need to put a debug plot here so I can make sure it's in the database by this point. And then I need to see how it's returning it here. So when I do search by, let me just double check here. Am I setting the ID? Yeah, I am. Movimiento que de esta mañana. No recuerdo nada. Es con tu cara. Y en mi cama. de la mañana, no me acuerdo nada. ¿Dónde estuvo tu cara? Sí, en mi cama. Alright, so it's detached. Let's get this one here. No recuerdo lo que sucedió. Alright, it's here as 1. So if I remove it, right, I'm deleting it, deletes, then it goes and toggle and updates on its own. Dope. And if I check here, it's not here. It shouldn't be here anymore. At this point, this shouldn't be in here no more. That's why it stays. Okay, so this is not being deleted. This is the problem here. When I delete here, I am not supposed to pass in this ID here. Right? Because if this is 0, okay. Let's search for throw 0 again. Right? I don't need to worry about the search results anymore. Pero aquí cuando hago clic, I'm deleting this profile ID. What is profile ID here? Is 0. This shouldn't be 0. So hay algo con el search que no está funcionando. Right? So let's go back. Throw. Search result is the one I need to stop at. Es que es esto. Es por esta vaina acá, hijo de la gran madre. Okay. No. This is right. This is not right. It's a search. Where's the search? Search. Este search here. Mira, no estoy poniendo el ID acá. Are you ready? Rompe, yeah. Entity ID? Yeah. This will work. My boo. Yes, I see. This is the problem here. This should fix now. So we couldn't delete because we're missing that ID. But now I have that ID, pass it along, it should break. It's gone. Dope. I don't have any network calls, only for the search. Then I go here and make this. I have this call, network call, but it didn't update it. Interesting. That's fine, but it should be in here in the ID, right? So it's not updating it. Why? Escápate, el esmalte. When we add the favorite, we make the request, which we saw went through. Then we did the work manager, and we should get hit here. Once we get hit here, we know it's in there. Then we search by remote ID and toDomain. This toDomain has this ID that's here. Señorita intelectual. Área abdominal que va a encantar. Como palestino. El pop latino. No, the intestino. So I give it the profile. Then I match it by the remote ID. And I set its profile ID. And I map that to the results. Okay, let's do this here. Let's see. Search results equals here, and then this here. The reason I am separated out like this is that way I can have a breakpoint and see exactly what's going on with this when I capture it. I don't understand what's going on as far as like why it's not toggling, but it should hit the search by, which should hit this toggle favorite. So I don't even need this breakpoint here. I just need this one. And I want to see what social profile looks like. Okay, look at app inspection. It's already in the database, so let's delete it. Right, so we don't need to worry about delete. Delete is already working. ¿Qué hora es, brother? Uy, yo me tengo que ir. ¡Me tengo que ir! Pero no. Okay, search results here. The ID is 0. This ID should not be 0. This ID should not be 0. This is the problem here. Is this ID is being 0. So yo, oh, on remove. Oh, now it's yeah. Okay. Yes, it's supposed to be 0 there. When I click this here now, I'm toggling it. The social profile should have an ID of 1, which can verify here in the database. Oh, it's waiting because the debugger is, okay, it's holding it on. Okay, sure, that's fine. But it should be 1, which we can verify here in a second. So let's search. We're trying to copy this one. The value is 1 still. This one should be 0 because I don't have it saved. Yeah. Okay. So, and his favorite should be, I see. His favorite is false. Why his favorite is false here? Why is favorite false here? I know why it's false. It comes in as true, I bet you. It comes in as true, but then I'm toggling it here. So tuyo, es mía. It feels like we can just do this, right? And then we toggle the favorite. We set the ID here, and we set his favorite to false here. And I'm just gonna change this name. Que te quiero ver. I'm gonna call it back again, refresh results. Ya, ok. Ya, esto ya lo arregló. Te lo garantizo. Te lo garantizo y después me voy. Me tengo que ir. Cuerpo tener ni tu padre ni tu... Pueden conmigo. Hagamos el amor por el teléfono. Bro, ok. Mi número telefónico para cuando tú sientas sola. Que tú eres para ti a cual basura. Y solo ven mi telefónico para cuando te sientas sola. Estaré para aquí. There you go. It's working. But this is interesting. I don't want to update the UI here. I'm updating it. Right? Porque cuando let me see here. For all sponsorships, and when I hit this, it updates, right? I don't want that. And the reason for that is because I know why. Because I'm doing the copy here. I should just copy the things I need to copy here. ID equals profile.id and his favorite equals profile that is favorite. That way I don't modify with what is already visible on this screen. So let's see here, froze there. So like when I hit heart, it changed it again. It shouldn't change. It's okay. That's a problem for another day. We'll figure it out. Chilling. You're chilling. Dude, chilling. Huh, that's interesting. Why does it update all the time? Okay. All right. I think that's it for me for today, man. I think I did a lot of progress. I'm super close to finish this up. The main task for today was for me to focus on converting my network calls, converting my tasks to refresh a profile, social profile, convert all of that to a work manager. That way I can consume it from either my app layer or my widget layer. So I think that was my main achievement for today. And then tomorrow morning when I come, what I'm gonna do is enable retrofit caching, because I definitely need that. And hook up the work manager to my widget layer. Then that way I can see if I can, I don't know, have it refresh every couple of minutes and or have an interaction. So if you hit the refresh button on my widget, So let's see here. Let me add the widget. Oh, I'm not showing. Let me show this real quick and then I go. So basically, when I add this widget here, I will have a button here. So when you click it, it will refresh everything that's going on. You know, it'll hit that refresh work manager and update the widget as it should. So I'm gonna do that hook in tomorrow. Yeah, I think that would be it for today, and then for me to be able to manage tomorrow. All right, I need to get one of those little buttons so I can just swap my scenes, because I always have like looking down and up when I'm doing full screen and whatever. Anyways, I'm talking too much. I need to go. Gracias, muchas gracias, compadre. Muchas gracias a todos por lo que salieron. Appreciate it, Josue. You always hear my boy. You know, appreciate you. I hope you have a fantastic day. Zhao, no sé si estás ahí, but if you need any help, man, ask for help in the Discord channel. We're going to help you. Josue's going to help you. A lot of us will help you. So just ask for it. That way we all can read, you know, learn from it. So yeah. Está bien, brother. I love you. I'll be tomorrow morning, soon, early in the morning, 7 a.m. Y'all have a fantastic day. Peace. Yeah. Amarte en tu cuerpo es de que yo sigo extrañándote a cada instante, en todo momento. En serio que yo sigo extrañándote. Yeah, man. Make a bust it out. Go. Hey, me said that you can make a let out the beast. If you want fire me, will please me. They wrap it up and smack it up. Me know them that will tease them. That boy they breaking your tray behind the reef. Me that from the 7 seas I make a sit. Yo, because I they kill it. I know I go and feel it. I say bye bye. Stream with the finish. Woo.